are live. We are back for another edition of the All Sports Matters podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Amir Sharaz Ortiz, aka Poppy Ortiz O2, and I'm bringing aboard my brothers right now. Mr. Two Belts, tell them what it do.
What's up? What's up? Facebook and YouTube land.
And my chef, it could be your chef too. All it takes is a phone call, but the chef come on board.
Hey, look, you call, I'm coming running. I'm answering all calls. I make food, baby. Let's go.
Man, I can smell it to the screen. I just want to throw that out there. I can smell your food through your Facebook photos. Our brother JB is having some technical difficulties, but we are still rolling live. I don't know if his computer is imploding, but what I do know who's imploding, it is the Pac-12. I think they're at Pac-4 at this point. I'm not sure what's going on. What is going on out west for that Pacific 12/10/4? What's going on?
They're in trouble, man. They're about to not exist anymore. As we all know, Oregon and Washington has been accepted into the Big Ten. Arizona State, and Utah are expected to join the Big 12 here shortly. The Pac, you put a number, the Pac 2-4, whatever they're going to end up. They're in trouble. They are in trouble. Right now, they're down to what? Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, and Stanford.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, they are in trouble.
They're
going to have to start grabbing some teams from somewhere.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to exist anymore.
It's going to be funny because I think Stanford might mess around and pull a Notre Dame on everybody.
And go independent. Yeah.
And that's really going to make a mess of everything because you ain't going to have nobody there.
But it's crazy, just like Notre Dame, they only independent on football. Let everybody to know that. We're not insulting anybody's intelligence.
Right.
But college football is where the money at when it comes to collegiate sports. We're not knocking track and field. We're not knocking the rest of the sports. We're just saying college football is mainly where these schools are getting their monies from. And is TV deals an issue? We've seen it, and I'm a caveat with a two-part question here, and I'm gonna let y'all take over. The Longhorns had their own TV channel not too long ago, right? The Longhorn Network. And the crazy part about it to me was the Longhorn Network still fell under the ESPN mantra. So now that they fall to the SEC, how big is this TV revenue, or for the Pac-4, how little is this TV revenue going to happen?
Well, that's the issue going on with the Pac.
Yep.
I'm going to call them what they are, the name as they are right now. That's the issue with the Pac-12. They can't secure a media deal that's large enough to compete with the Big Tens, the SECs, where they're getting, 50, 60, 70, 80 million per school, you know what I'm saying, yearly. And you got the Pac-12 where they're trying to sign a deal with Apple that'll guarantee these guys 20 mil. That's a no-brainer. I'll show me the money. And to touch on what Rob said about Stanford probably going independent, are they a big enough brand to do that on their own? Notre Dame is a huge brand. BYU's been independent for so long, so they that's them. Is Stanford a big enough name to be able to go out and be an independent?
If you look at all sports, if you look at the basketball, NCAA football, Stanford has a brand that's strong enough that I think they could sustain independence. They won't initially have that level of notoriety that a Notre Dame has, but they can get there. They can get there, especially when it comes to a TV deal for NCAA basketball. Because we're talking about a straight powerhouse with Stanford basketball, but football program is really good. Stanford has a really good football program. Now, the last few years it hasn't been as dominant as it usually is, but they have a brand, and I think they could stand out on their own. But I wouldn't be shocked if they did go independent, and they they might be able to garnish a good TV deal, like a good independent school. So
But you would have to take basketball out of. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right? No. Yes, sir. I was just trying to welcome my JB and our brother to the viewership. We was talking about your computer system. We wasn't sure if you imploded like the Pac-10 did or the Pac-12 or whatever it may be. Just catching you up. That's pretty much where we're at. What you got to add to it?
The Pac-12 sent some bad juju to my computer because I was talking bad about them. I know earlier, before we started and everything, we were sitting back here, we were talking, and I was like, well, it seemed like that's the place to be because now the lesser known teams, you got an opportunity to win a conference title, but what's the point in winning a conference title if you have no money, like y'all was saying, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that collegiate sports is money driven now, and if they're not making the money, it don't make sense. Touching on what Rob said about Stanford, basketball, they wouldn't be able to be an independent, I don't think, because
I think they would have to stay in the conference in basketball.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll let them leave.
I don't think they're football. I mean, that's me, but I'm gonna move past that. I'm not gonna keep dwelling on that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're in trouble. Especially with like we said, Arizona State, Arizona, and Utah have applied for the Big 12,
yep.
and they're expected to be approved in the next 24 hours. So by the time we're on for our radio show Sunday,
it could be
Arizona State, and Utah should be in the Big 12.
I'll ask this question to you, Rob. Where do the Pac-12 go from here?
Dissolution. Dissolution.
Straight up and down.
They don't have a way forward if this happens. If those teams leave out and you only have those four, they're gonna end up having to dissolve that Pac-12.
So are we really going to just let the history of the Rose Bowl go though?
Or they're gonna have to go out and grab a Boise State, a San Diego State, a Utah State. They're gonna have to go out and grab some of these lesser known Mountain West schools. Air Force, forgot about them. They're gonna have to go out and grab some of those Mountain West teams if they expect to still be a conference.
But are they gonna?
Otherwise, like Rob said, they're no longer gonna exist.
Are they gonna be able to be a Power 5 though with those type of schools? That's the question. My other question I would have, because now will you not be a Power 5 anymore? Because now you've lost a lot of your power. Because you already lost USC.
I think it was already on the way out of the Power 5 discussion anyway. But I'll ask you guys a question here. Whose fault is it, and why is it the SEC?
What? Why is it be the SEC?
Are we not blaming the SEC for making a 16-team conference?
I don't understand what the SEC is.
Well, I mean, the Big Ten for going into California to get teams.
I'm just saying. What
I'm
saying is why everybody trying to follow.
SEC has nothing to do with the Pac-12.
Right. That had
SEC did not get one team from the Pac-12.
Yes, they did.
No, they got from the Pac-12.
One domino falls. It's the old game we were playing as kids. One domino falls, everything else goes in order. Meaning SEC takes teams from the Big 12, the Big 10 takes teams from the Pac-12. Everybody's trying to do what the next person is doing.
So basically,
you SEC guys are at fault for wanting more from the SEC, and that's exactly what they did.
I'm glad you brought up the Big 12. I'm glad you brought up the Big 12 because we're talking about the Pac-12 and how they're about to dissolve. The Big 12 was on the verge of dissolving at one point when they lost Texas and Oklahoma.
Right.
But
they
went out and got stronger, and now they're taking teams from the Pac-12. That has nothing to do with the SEC.
And the other part of
it was headed this way anyway.
You just said the Big 12 was about to dissolve.
So
why?
The Big 12 was going to dissolve anyway because it wasn't
the media deals up.
Why?
The SEC didn't go out looking for Oklahoma or Texas. Texas and Oklahoma came to the SEC. We didn't come looking for them. We didn't call for them.
Correct.
We were totally fine. We don't need y'all.
The SEC was like this.
Yeah,
Chilling.
Do whatever.
Chilling.
If I welcome
King of the mountain.
everybody with open arms, and I take kids from other people's houses, don't you think these parents are gonna look for more kids?
The thing is,
If Notre Dame came knocking on the Big Ten's door and saying, "Hey, we want in," do you not think the Big Ten would let them in?
yeah,
Notre Dame would
Yes
never
or no?
ask that question.
Nope. Yes or no?
yes, they would
Notre
have.
Dame would never ask that question though.
But if they did,
Yes,
that's
or
a
no?
hypothetical.
We're not doing a what if when it comes to Notre Dame.
But the thing is, Texas and Oklahoma came to the SEC.
Right.
The SEC
Right.
didn't go to Texas and Oklahoma.
And
So you can't blame the SEC. Who's going to turn them down? At one point, the Pac-12 was trying to recruit Texas and Oklahoma.
yeah,
Whether they did it on purpose or they did it going out on their own,
Well, they didn't do it on
the
purpose.
implication is still there that they did it.
So I'm gonna tell you why it's not the SEC's fault. If you think about this, how many of the last 10 or 15 national champions have come from the SEC?
13 out of the last 14. I'll
Exactly.
go ahead and tell you that.
So it's not the fact that the SEC tried to get a team or it's the SEC's fault. It's the fact that other teams see that in order to get in the conversation for the national championship, you have to compete in a conference like the SEC. You have to be able to recruit.
So it's the SEC's fault.
other players.
Not even that. When
I
the
rest my
SEC's
case.
not even that. When
But-
the SEC's media deal is guaranteeing you 60, 70, 80 million
That's the
dollars
other
a year versus you making 20, 25 in this other league.
Right.
How is that?
What are you supposed to do?
How is that like?
So it's the
I'm
SEC's
probably
fault.
making money.
We're all saying the same thing.
No, we're
We're
not.
all saying the same thing.
We're
No,
not.
it's the SEC's fault.
No, we're
I
not.
agree with
No,
you.
we're not.
It's not. It's not the SEC's
Guys,
fault.
trust me, guys, I agree with you. That's why you're my brothers, because we all agree that it's the SEC's fault.
It sounds like he's saying that it's Nick Saban's fault. That's what it sounds like he's saying to me. That Nick Saban is
That's
at
the
fault
problem.
for doing this.
Once you open the gate,
Hey,
what
look.
other is gonna come around?
So,
It's Nick
hey,
Saban's
look,
fault.
so and I'm glad somebody said the Pac-12 and ACC in trouble. So Florida State coming out saying, "Hey, we're looking at the Big Ten or the SEC." Is that the Big Ten or the SEC's fault if Florida State leaves?
And
Yes, because the
Clemson.
first domino already fell.
So
If everybody
it's-
stay
how
where
is
they
it-
at. If everybody stay where they at. Nobody's going where they're going.
So when Oklahoma and Texas
Yeah, I
came
know.
knocking
Copyright
on the door, when Oklahoma and Texas came knocking on the door, what was the SEC supposed to like? Nobody's home.
Right.
Basically,
Is that what they're supposed to
the conference is closed today, sir.
Is that what they
We're
were
not
supposed to
here.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't see
do?
why
Thrive.
not.
Is that what they were supposed to do? Mr. Ortiz, is that what they
Because-
were supposed to do?
It's the bigger picture.
Yes or
Now,
no?
I don't blame them. I'm not saying they're wrong. I
Well,
am
you're
not.
blaming them.
What I'm saying is, it has to start somewhere. And
Okay,
the
well-
first domino fell when the SEC took in 2 homeless kids, and then everybody else looking for shelter.
But they weren't
That's
homeless.
exactly what happened.
They weren't home.
They're there for asylum. Look, the SEC is there to bring all the smoke. People want smoke, so they come to the SEC, and that's basically what it is. They think that they're better, but they'll get a real good lesson real quick. They thought that they're at the top of their conference, so they figured the next logical step is to go to the SEC, which they're wrong about that. The next logical step for them should have been to go to the XFL and then try the SEC, because the SEC is a problem for everybody. So they thought they were bringing more competition to themselves. They figured go to the SEC, you get more money, like what Flex said, you get more money when you go to the SEC. So that's why they're making the move. Now, to your point, Amir, because I hear what you're saying. You're saying that it's the SEC's fault because they set the precedent of having people move and giving them the option to move to a different conference to try to better themselves. I get it. I hear what you're saying, but that's still on those other conferences. It can't be the SEC's fault. I see that somebody wants to be like me. I'll let you in, but everybody else got to still fend for themselves.
Like I said, I'm not blaming them for doing what they did. What I'm saying is the first piece of the puzzle started in the SEC, so everything ties back to them. The next move, to answer the question that I threw out there, the Pac-12, 10, 4, whatever it may be right now, they might go to the Mountain West, like you said, Fleck. They might go to anywhere out west to try to figure out what's next. I feel bad. Here's another question for you guys. Does anybody care that, especially basketball now? No, doesn't matter. They're not going. They're not going. They're not leaving. But the football, say they got two mid-central, playing Michigan and Ohio State back to back, and they're a West Coast team. And anybody thinking about that?
But I think they've already guaranteed them, that, the conference is going to pay for travel. And I don't think that they would have them coming to a Michigan and Ohio State back to back.
And that's why they have athletic directors to make those choices and make those decisions like that and make sure those are adjusted right. Sorry to jump on top of you, Fleck.
I think that's also why they're trying to get Oregon and Washington so they can have a Big Ten West.
But wouldn't you schedule Michigan and Michigan State back to back so people just stay in Michigan for 2 weeks? Let these kids stay in Michigan for 2 weeks.
Well, how's that yes, it's a little further, but Rutgers and West Virginia,
they travel.
Look at how much they have to.
I got no idea why Rutgers is even in the Big Ten, if I'm being honest,
or why West Virginia's in the Big 12.
Right. And let me ask this question, playing devil's advocate of sorts, with people leaving like the Pac-12 and stuff like that. Do you see an opportunity for a smaller school, one from the FBS to come up and possibly join one of these bigger conferences to kind of fill them out?
Well, I think the rule is
the only FBS school I can possibly. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I think
the only FBS school that I could possibly see coming up to join the conference is Appalachian State. Because of how they played against these FBS schools. So that's the only one I can see right now.
What about Montana? Is it Montana?
Montana State? Montana or Montana State?
This is one thing we got to keep in mind of. We can say these teams compete because they play against, Division I all the time, but their school is not big enough. They're not going to allow them to jump anyway. They gotta open up admissions. They gotta open up more schooling. They gotta open up. That's gonna take a while to get their population up in their school, and that's why they're Division II and III.
But I'm pretty sure if a ACC or a Big Ten came knocking on the door, they know the money's gonna be coming.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what they gotta do. They're gonna spend the money to make that stadium bigger, to to get that campus to where they need to be to join one of those conferences.
Right, because
they know.
Right, and they can bolster their numbers and get more admissions if they can go and say, "Oh, we're now a Division I school." Blah 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 blah. I don't know.
I'm gonna add on one caveat before we move on. I think a winner, not the winner. A winner here might be Boise State. Boise State, if they get on that the mantra of the Pac-12 or the West Coast, they're already big as it is, but they're small fish in big fish in a small pond. But if they move up, maybe the school obviously is money driven. We get it. Everything's money driven, but I believe that they can actually bolster what Boise State is all about.
Yeah, I think that Pac, you choose a number, Pac, whatever number you decide to choose. If they want to exist past 2024, they're gonna have to start reaching out to some Boise States, to some San Diego State.
I'm gonna tell you, the
ACC, I would even try BYU. I mean, I know that they're enjoying their independence, but I would hit them up like, hey, what you up to?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. The ACC better be very, very careful because they're next in line, because Clemson has been trying to get out of the conference, and they have been probing to see if they can get in either the Big Ten or the SEC. And now Florida State is doing the same thing.
I was about to say Florida State came straight out and said, "Hey, look,
they said
money got to change, or we're gonna be looking at the SEC or the Big Ten."
Right.
And that's if they leave, what happens to the ACC? So it's getting crazy. I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
Somebody said, who tagged me? That's funny. I ain't even got no Facebook page.
That's Brian looking for you.
Who?
Brian
BG?
Gebert. Yeah.
BG.
Yeah.
My Facebook page is closed.
So we talking about teams, obviously, or conferences or schools wanting to get paid. A player that got paid, Cam Jordan, 2 years, 27.5 million. Yeah, I thought I was going to go AD, but we're not there yet. We're not
Yeah,
there
don't
yet.
go there. Don't go there
We'll
yet.
keep it football since we're talking about football.
Yeah, we
Right.
right. Talk about it, Mr. Glass.
And I'll give you 2 seconds of glory here with the Saints,
Let's go, Jim.
Mr.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Go ahead and do
What
your
said
thing.
you?
What? With
Cam
the Saints,
Jordan,
I don't.
2 years. What do you
That
think
that
about Cam
that
Jordan?
that just mean Cam Jordan go be a Saint for life. That's what he wants. He wants to be a Saint for life, and he is Mr. Saint down here. So I mean, it's a good look on both parties. You know, to lock him up and make sure he don't go nowhere because he the heart and soul of that team. Him and Demario Davis. So
So
it's a good
Alvin
look.
Kamara not?
No,
So
no.
there.
No, Alvin Kamara is definitely not the heart and soul. And y'all did see that he went ahead and got suspended for them 3 games, which that's what everybody thought was gonna happen. So what the hell is
He got less than I thought he would get.
So Rob, is that 3-game suspension too little, too much, just right?
Hey, look, I thought he was gonna get 4. I swore he was gonna get 4, but they gave him 3, so I guess it's appropriate. But hopefully, it's a wake up call for him. We need you to stop beating up people, sir, and then trying to, make it seem like it's more. It's not what we see it is as it is. But yeah, I thought he was
2 years ago. He didn't fight last year, so obviously he's trending in the right direction. But
Yeah,
so
you can say that.
that's all I can say about that. We all knew for 2 years now. Suspension was coming. Fleck, too little, too much, just right.
I think it's just right. Especially after he pled down to a misdemeanor, I knew Roger Goodell wasn't going to let him off scot-free.
No,
So he had to give him something. So I think 3 games is about right.
I think that's a 1-0 shot too. If you mess around and do something else, though, it's not going to be pretty.
Well, he wasn't going to let him just get away with, saying, bringing Shane to the Shield. So he was going to give him something.
Yeah, he was
You
going to give him
brought
something.
you brought up something interesting there, Rob, because the NFL did adjust the NFL conduct policy that they now are more hands-on when it comes to and it's going to be out of the players and the NFLPA hands. You guys okay with that? Okay with Goodell running the show even more?
I mean, we knew what it was with the NFL. Everybody knows that Roger Goodell is gonna be for the owners, and he gonna do everything he can to give the power to the owners. So
Yeah,
you know what it is going in. So that's one of those things. It's like, all right, well, that's like when they announced they had aliens existed. Everybody was like, okay.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the owners signed Goodell's check, so
yeah, and that's what I was just about to say.
But until I see him abusing it, then I mean,
Yeah,
we have to be okay with it.
we have to be okay. He's the commissioner, and that's
Right.
my thing. Until he abuses it, it is what it is. And like you said, the owner signed his check, and he just got a hefty one. So
Yes, he did.
he's going to protect that brand. He's going to protect that brand to the death. So he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that that brand is not tarnished. And this is a way that he can do that. As long as he doesn't abuse it, I have no problem with it.
Well, I wasn't going to go here, but we are following the drama that is the Indianapolis Colts. Regardless of who they sign, I'm just throwing out there. Yes, they signed Kenyon Drake. We really don't care who, whatever. But what's up with that?
They need bodies.
Bad.
I mean,
They need
They
bad.
need bodies. Their running backs are dropping
I
like.
was talking more of the drama of Irsay and Taylor.
I mean, they shutting Taylor down. Then his replacement, what he broke his leg or something. He out for the season. His arm.
Broke his arm.
So you got to have at least one running back, and so we just go call them can't get right because and call them the color purple because until you do right.
Well, he wants to speak more on the Irsay Taylor drama, which
Yeah,
is who do you side with in this? Because the Colts
Right.
came out and said, "Hey, we're putting you on. We might put you on the the NFL unable to exempt whatever list.
Whatever they call it, their list.
As you showed up in your back hurting, Taylor, hey, I never said anything about my back hurting.
Right.
Like it's the drama is there, man. Irsay, he's starting to remind me of Jerry Jones. Like just sit back and enjoy what's coming to you.
Right.
You don't have to be in front of the camera all the time.
You don't have a need
And
to open your mouth.
Yeah, Irsay kind of rubs me the wrong way. He acts like, you know what I'm saying, he's a saint, but dude was like, at one point, wasn't he like in trouble for drunk driving, DUIs or whatever?
DUI.
Yeah.
It was a DUI.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, chill out. Just sit back and you're alone. Sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You don't have to be in front of the camera all the time.
I thought it was interesting when he said that if me and Jonathan Taylor die tonight, nobody's gonna remember neither one of us. Who says that?
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
I didn't
Where did that even
understand
come
that at
from?
all.
Who does that? Why would you even say something?
That
I
wasn't
didn't
necessary.
understand that at all. That was his way of saying shut up and dribble.
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
He go see who about to shut up because he still needs somebody to run the ball for his team. Now, if the rest of the team decide to follow suit and side with their brother, then what's gonna happen? What kind of situation we gonna have then in Indianapolis?
And my other question is, what damage are you doing to your rookie quarterback? Because now he's losing that star running back that could help take some of that pressure off of him.
Well,
And now you're gonna put more on his shoulders now.
But it's
he hasn't
actually
lost
been
him yet. He hasn't lost him yet, and
He hasn't lost him yet. Yeah.
and I, I'm a Gator fan, but I think I might have to be. Y'all know how I was on him. You know what I'm saying, during the draft process.
Right.
He's looking good in camp. I mean, it's just camp, but he's looking good.
From what I've been reading,
He's
he
looking
looks
a
amazing.
lot better than I thought he would.
And they have predicted that if him and Taylor are on the field, the Colts could have one of the most dangerous offenses in that conference.
Dude has put on 15 pounds of muscle. He's up to 250 now.
And still has that cannon of an arm.
Still has the cannon and speed.
And he's light speed. Yeah, he's a monster.
But it's one of those things that what surprised us most, well, I can't speak for y'all, surprised me the most, was everybody talking about his maturity, but it's been the opposite, where he's actually stepped up and not worried about the drama that is the Colts, and he is impressed from everything I've read, everything I've seen on tape. Obviously, we only see snippets at this point to exhibition, but he's doing everything right, and he's showing that, hey, yeah, I'm a rookie, but I'm here to do some damage, and he's done everything right. Pittman,
I agree with you 100%.
Like, hey, we got somebody at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. And whoever just said over the Jags ? We're not saying that they're gonna, be this world beater. We're just saying what we like about that team. That's all we're saying. We're not saying that they're gonna go out and win the Super Bowl or be a contender in the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl. We're just saying that, he's looking good. We're calling a spade a spade. He's looking good. Yeah.
He is. I'm thoroughly enjoying reading the drama first and foremost. Obviously, I love reading drama because as long as I don't have any, I need it somewhere. And two, he's doing what he was supposed to be doing and more because he is a rookie. At the end of the day, he is a rookie. And
he said they could have the best offense in that division. He didn't say they had the best offense.
No, I didn't say they had. I said they could. Very much so.
Could. And that depends on if Jonathan Taylor is going to be on the field.
I'm looking forward to those Jaguars putting it all together. And Trevor Lawrence stepping up this year to the quarterback that we know he can be.
Right.
I'm going to look forward to the Jaguars, but this is not the NFC South talk.
AFC.
Yeah, that too. Well, the Saints is where?
The Saints is the NFC South.
Exactly.
South.
I was going to get there. You interrupted me.
Nobody wants to talk about the NFC South. They trash.
Speaking of trash, we got two players holding out. One is a Bosa brother. Joking. And the other one belongs to the Cowboys. Do we still have the other Bilbo brother in here, Derek Bilbo?
He's floating around there somewhere.
Which one hurts more and which one will show up first?
Oh,
I think-
go ahead, Fleck.
Oh no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna say the offensive lineman, that offensive lineman in Dallas, you need him in camp right now.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get him in camp before the season starts, your Super Bowl hopes are well, they ain't got no real hopes anyway.
One more caveat to the question. Is it wrong that the Cowboys are paying everybody else? Malik Hooker just resigned today, by the way. That's why I'm throwing it out there.
Yes.
But not that offensive lineman, not Martin. Not
yes,
Zach Martin.
It's very wrong for them to pay everybody besides him or before they pay him, because he the one who keeping your quarterback safe. He keeping your quarterback upright. They need him. And I know y'all was about to jump on it, but to answer y'all question, definitely Martin hurts worse and is more imperative to be in camp, because offensive lineman is a slippery slope to where you staying in shape and you come in out of shape at that guard position, and it's not gonna be good. Bosa, he's still out there working out. He'll be back.
Right.
The 49ers do this year after year. They wait until like right before preseason to sign their people. They working on that. That's not too much of a worry. It is a worry because he's the reigning defensive player of the year, but I would be more worried about Martin in Dallas.
And I don't know whose comment that is about, are we going to the Super Bowl? Y'all not going to no damn Super Bowl.
That's the other Bilbo.
You know who that is.
Super Bowl. Stop it, Bilbo. You already know better. Stop it.
I'll make it unanimous. I think it's Martin too, and I say that because the Niners are like 5 deep on the defensive line anyway. Right. I'm not saying that they can replace Bosa, but they can have somebody fill in for him. Right. I'm not sure that the Cowboys can go find somebody to fill in for Martin. So if both were not on the field, I think Martin is the bigger loss.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell you how you know he's going to be the biggest loss. Dak will be done thrown about 14 interceptions in the first 4 games.
You see what he's doing in training camp.
He's going to do that anyway.
Right.
He is in rare form right now.
We're on the subject. I believe we all saw the video of Trayvon Diggs calling Dak Prescott a vulgar name. The disrespect is there. Do the Cowboys trust Dak?
I think that was more just trash talk at practice or anything. I'm leaning towards that. I'm just gonna go with that because Dak is their leader. But I mean, I saw it too. I didn't have a problem with it because iron sharpens iron. So if you want to be great, you need to perform here in practice with this really good defense. And in the end, it's Mike McCarthy who's going to lose his job at the end of the year.
Right.
So we're believing that
Dak will name 5 players on that D line. Didn't they sign Taco Tuesday?
Really? No, we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. We gonna let that slide pass. I'm not even about to even talk about you. What up, Q? But yeah. But yeah, I mean, like you said, iron sharpens iron. That's offense against defense. Everybody who played football know if I'm on defense, I'm loyal to defense, and I'm go sit there and get in the offense face. I'm gonna talk to the offense. I'm here to get you better.
Right.
And if we a top quality defense, we should be able to get you better, and I should be able to get in your face and tell you about yourself, and you get better.
So to tell your captain, the quarterback, you shut your mouth, you POS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You throwing me interceptions.
You also have to think about I don't know who said that. Who said that?
Trayvon Diggs.
Okay, I missed that one, so I didn't know who said that. But in camp, we see so many, scuffles, fights, whatever, because a lot of these guys are fighting for their livelihood, literally.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're on the fringe, especially these guys that are on the fringe. You're on the fringe. It's training camp. Yeah, we're in competition. I'm trying to win a job.
Yeah. But this is
more so on the street if they don't make the team.
But this is
Diggs
more
was fighting
so,
for that extension he just got. So
yeah, this is more so. I just got my new extension, and I think you better play better because we want this damn Super Bowl, or your ass is garbage.
Right. Pretty much. Then the backup leave.
He's the definition. If you look up Boomer
Nah,
Bust,
he was signed.
Trayvon Diggs picture is there.
Cooper Rush.
There's no in between. There's no in
Still
between.
waiting around, warming up.
Yeah, Diggs
There's no in
Diggs
between with Diggs, because Diggs, he either, like you said, he's either gonna boom or he's gonna bust.
Yeah, he definitely high risk, high reward.
He's high risk, high reward.
I mean, it's just like a family. I can talk shit to my brothers, but nobody else better not do it.
Bingo.
I mean, straight up and down.
That's to whoever said the attitudes are high, but at the end of the day,
I'm hoping my brothers
game
don't call
together.
me a piece of crap.
We
That's
talk
what
shit
it's
to each
right
other.
out
We talk shit to each other all day. We might not go as far as
We won't go that far.
I call Fleck a piece of crap this morning.
We talk trash to each other all day.
All day long.
But we know we're doing it out of love.
Right.
You know,
So, Fleck, you mentioned these guys are fighting for positions. They're brothers, and they, fights happen in camp. But you know where I'm going with. Your guys have multiple fights, and they want to blame it on a Jamarco Jones. What's
and
going on in Tennessee?
it's because of with him, it's him with multiple players back-to-back days. Like, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, him talking trash to somebody one day and then, you know what I'm saying, it's him. It was like every day in camp he was getting into it with somebody.
So he just being a problem.
Yeah, and they got rid of the problem. Are we in a position to where we can lose offensive linemen like that? No. But I mean,
Cowboys might pick him up.
You know, they're well, I mean, he plays tackle, so they don't need him at tackle.
They don't need him right now.
But yeah, I mean, as thin as we are on the offensive line, it shocked me, but I'm not there in camp to know exactly what led up to. I trust Vrabel, I trust Ron, so
You trust Vrabel?
I don't know. Yeah, I trust Vrabel.
Oh my.
He's a good coach.
You
Talk
say-
what
say
you made.
trust
Vrabel's a
Bron?
good coach.
You
Look,
say you trust Bron?
Rand,
look. You notice he said.
the GM.
You know you notice he said he trusts the head coach, he trusts the GM, but he don't trust that damn quarterback of his.
We're gonna switch gears. This
Let
was
me readjust myself. It's not that I don't trust Tannehill. He's the best of what we got right now. So we have to make the most of what we got. It's not like he's been total garbage. It's just, you know, he's not going to win us the Super Bowl.
So when y'all putting that other little boy in the game?
He's not going to win us the Super Bowl, though.
When you putting the other boy in the game?
I don't know what he's looking like yet, to be
Which
honest.
one? You talking about Levis?
Yes,
Or
we
you
talked
talking
about
about
her. We
you
talked
talking
about
about
her.
from Levis, from whatchamacallit, Liberty?
Talking about Levis, or you talking about Levis or Willis?
Willis.
Well, y'all did draft another quarterback. I was talking about Willis, but I'm sure Levis is gonna come in there and probably take it.
Right now, I mean, Willis is third string right now. He's
Which is
behind,
crazy.
for better or for worse. He's behind. Obviously, Tannehill's probably going to be on the team. Levis was drafted in the second round. They're not going to give up on him yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter if he goes and stinks it up in camp, he's going to be on the main. He's going to be on the regular season roster.
Wasn't Willis drafted in the second round?
He was.
Drafted third round.
Third round, okay.
And,
I get it.
And with the 3 quarterback rule now, where the third quarterback don't count towards your roster, I think that's what's going to keep Willis on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. We gave
talked
up
about
3 first rounders, so
Hey, you should know about giving up 3 first rounders.
Mm.
I'm glad you said it. We'll pivot to third string Trey Lance.
that's exactly where I was going. We gave up 3 first rounders, and now he's sitting behind Sam Darnold. So,
And what did Kyle Shanahan say about Darnold this week?
He seems like he could be the next Steve Young. I don't know what's happening with Coach Shanny, but he tripping. He tripping. But he was real high on Sam Darnold coming out of college for whatever reason. He was also real high on Trey Lance. So I don't know what's going on. Trey Lance went off and worked with Patrick Mahomes, and he adjusted all the stuff he needed to adjust, but he third string right now. So
maybe
he was high on Darnold. He was high on Lance, but they took Purdy
and
last
made him
pick
a
of the draft, and that's the guy.
Purdy was just sitting there. He was like, all right, let me get Purdy real quick, and he just stuck around, and that's what happened.
And dude, this
Mac
is
Jones
so
and Darnold
crazy.
wasn't in the same draft. I don't know who
No,
that is.
Shanahan didn't want Darnold. Lynch wanted Lynch wanted Mac Jones. Shanahan
They
made
wasn't in
the call
same
for
draft
Trey Lance.
anyway, though. We're talking about the draft that Darnold came out.
Oh, all right, yeah, no, he talking about Mac Jones and Trey Lance.
Oh,
What?
gotcha.
Yeah, no,
What-
he Shanahan wanted Trey Lance, and John Lynch wanted Mac Jones, and Adam Schefter apparently wanted Mac Jones to go there too, because he, for whatever reason, that dude hate Trey Lance. Everything coming out his mouth about Trey Lance is blasphemy.
Well, I
Trey
mean,
Lance is dead. Right. I'm like, damn, why are you so angry?
because we're seeing
Whether-
what Amir you said, the snippets. We're seeing the snippets
The
of
snippets.
Lance, and they don't look good.
And wait, wasn't Sam Darnold the same person that said that he sees ghosts?
Did he?
Was it Sam Darnold that said that?
That was Sam Darnold.
And when he was with the Jets, when he was getting beat up on,
I think it was, yes, when he was with the Jets.
I mean, yeah, when he had 17 concussions, I'm sure he was seeing ghosts. He was getting marauded.
Oh my goodness, that is good for the soul.
Look, I'm not here to say, oh, I want this person to start at quarterback. I don't look, as long as they can go out there and win football games, go ahead, do your thing.
I ain't got them
You got a first round pick back this year, so do something with it. But you gave up them 3 firsts, and you ain't got nothing to show for it. So
Purdy, right, all road lead to Brock Purdy and Ryan Tannehill right now. Those are your starting quarterbacks.
I trust Brock Purdy.
I never said mine wasn't going to be Tannehill.
I wasn't planning on going this way, but Rob, I'll ask you a question. How is I'm hearing a lot of reviews on Zay Flowers.
Let me tell you something. I am so happy about this guy right now. This guy is in camp looking uncoverable. They say he is lining up all over the field. He is running pristine routes. He is building a chemistry with Lamar. He has literally grasped the concept of the playbook. Hey, man, they said this dude is looking like a day one superstar, and I am all in for it. I am so happy.
Because Barney's on the other side?
Huh?
Is it because Barney's on the other side?
Hey, I don't know. Hey, look, we're going to find out.
You said Barney?
Barney. You didn't see he dyed his hair purple?
Yeah, they're talking about OBJ. And
I know what you're talking about.
It could very well be because he's going to take up a lot of attention, but the routes they say he's running they're not rookie routes. They said these routes are pristine.
Do we believe that Lamar Jackson will stay in the pocket and actually throw the ball around?
I keep reminding people that people tend to forget when he was at Louisville, he was throwing for like 3,500 yards and rushing for 1,000 yards. The guy can throw the football in the pocket. He just needs a good offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator we had before, all he wanted him to do was bulldoze and run and hand it off to a damn running back. I was so glad to see him take his ass on and get the hell on. He got on my damn nerve.
That's the same dude that
I was like, somebody punch him in his damn neck.
That's the same dude that brought Kaepernick to prominence. So he just like a running quarterback that's going to be all over the field.
I hate that stigma that they're saying that Lamar can't throw. Like,
right.
The year that he won MVP, he threw the ball.
He threw the ball. Hell, that year he won the Heisman.
Right. It's all about what the offensive coordinator is giving him.
The coordinator had him running.
Yeah. And hell, the year after he won the Heisman, he threw for more yards than he did the year prior.
And Quincy say he needs time to fling that thing because if the offensive line ain't protecting him, he will take off and run.
And that's the thing. I mean,
go
ahead, Flip.
And the other thing was the Ravens never really surrounded him with the weapons outside of, you know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
17 tight ends.
Yeah.
And Hollywood.
Ain't no damn Hollywood.
Now
Marquise.
they got him
He had the damn Marquise.
He has weapons now. You know what I mean? He has OBJ on one side. He has Zay Flowers. They're saying Bateman might come back looking good. So he has weapons now.
He has weapons.
So
he had a weapon with Hollywood.
This is gonna let you know what he looks like.
You guys asked about how my team is doing in camp and weapons. Jalen Hyatt is showing out in New York camp.
Who?
He is a stud.
I'm so mad that the Titans did not draft that dude. I am
didn't
so
understand
mad
it.
about that.
I did not understand why he slid that far.
Him coming from Tennessee, they would have had enough tape on him. I don't know why.
He's right there.
I don't know why they
He
did not
was right. He's right there for the taking, and y'all just passed him up.
Yeah.
They passed.
I didn't understand that at all.
I
Y'all
was
had
so
every
upset about that one. Y'all got to steal with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is stud.
He is. He's confident, and people think he can't run routes. I don't understand why.
Who said that?
I don't understand why they always talk. They literally talk about he can't run routes. That guy runs really good routes, and he has incredible breakaway speed, and his hands are really nice.
He said he mad the Titans still
Who
exist.
said that? I can't see.
That's Austin Davis.
Austin Davis.
I don't even know who that is. So whatever.
He mad they still exist.
That's an irrelevant. I don't even know who that is.
Amir, how your tight end doing? How he adjusting up there after leaving his wife back west?
He's not hurt. That's me knocking on wood right now. For the record.
Daniel Manning?
Keep hope alive.
Darren Waller.
Waller.
Oh. Man, that's another steal. Y'all,
The fourth best tight end in the league.
The Giants, outside of the fumble of the Saquon, Daniel Jones contract situations, y'all won the offseason.
Yeah.
Y'all had a hell of an offseason. I will give y'all that.
I mean, don't discount Pittsburgh. They had a decent offseason now.
No,
we're
talking about the Giants right now. We're not talking about Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna address a couple of comments here, so we know that our fans that we are reading. We can read. Go Colts. We already talked about them. We feel bad for them due to their owner.
None of that
They're not going to go anywhere.
I see Rams baby, but you should be screaming hamstring baby because Cooper Kupp just went down a hamstring injury.
You still got
about that.
And the 40-year-old virgin is looking good for them in camp.
He's already taken over the backup spot. So
I mean, he gonna be starting by week 6.
I'm hoping. I'm not a Cooper Kupp hater because I got him in fantasy. I love Cooper Kupp. Even though I won the championship without him last year, just want to throw that out there. But I need him to be healthy. I need him to do his thing. Not sure where we at with Matthew Stafford's elbow. That's still probably a question mark going into the season. But like you said, Fleck, Stetson Bennett has stepped up this far. Everybody else is usually, Seattle winning a division this year. No, I don't believe that. I do believe they'll compete though, right? We see Geno Smith having same season or better of last year.
Now, you want to talk about a wide receiver that's having a great camp? Njigba is literally his mind.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, you said it perfectly. That's what I was going with next. Outside of Geno Smith, I just couldn't think of the name off the top of my head. But Njigba is having a good all season.
And that's another one. I was like, I wish we had a pick high enough to get our hands on him because that's another NFL ready wide receiver.
He gonna be real nice. Amir, a question was just posed. Which rookie quarterback y'all think go break out this season?
I think it'll be C.J. Stroud in Houston. I just believe his accuracy and his legs will get him there. Victories, maybe not. I could see a lot of 35, 32, 38, 28 type games where he's putting in the work. I think C.J. Stroud and I think Anthony Richardson will finish strong. I think he'll have a couple of rookies, but I got C.J. Stroud.
That's my pick. I think it's going to be Richardson. And I will be the first to say that I was not on the Richardson playing this early bandwagon. Everybody knows that I was like, man, he is not ready. He is not ready. That dude's going to be a beast.
Well, I'm going to go ahead.
I think it's going to be Anthony Richardson. That's my pick.
I'm going to go ahead and just be a homer as well. Bryce Young is going to go out of control this year. He looks amazing in camp. So that's my pick. Bryce.
That's why we don't ask you questions. This is exactly why we don't ask you questions.
I said what I said.
These Alabama people, they always want to be Alabama. Lord, I guess.
I said what I said.
Speaking of homers, your Lakers, the New Orleans Lakers, just re-signed Anthony Davis, and we're talking about Mr. Glass himself.
Mr. Glass.
We're talking about fighting. This all leads to you. Here's your time to shine.
Mr.
Talk
Glass.
to us about Anthony Davis over there in Lake Town.
I mean, they got to do something because they preparing for life after LeBron. They know LeBron is out the door, pending Bronny's good health and the ability to come into the league. So they know LeBron is going to be out the door as soon as Bronny gets drafted. So they're trying to prepare for life after LeBron. And the best way for them to do that is to re-sign Austin Reeves and Anthony Davis to make sure they have a good core going forward. Coming from the Pelicans and the Lakers, he stay hurt way too much to invest that much money in him. But when he's on the court, he's on the court. So the only thing you can do is kind of hope that he stays on the court. Emmy-winning director. My bad, I'm watching Wheel of Fortune.
What you got for us when it comes to Lakers? Go ahead, Rob.
Anthony Davis just got hurt walking to sign his check.
Lord, he signed the check and got a paper cut. Lord, he done for the season, y'all. He done for the season.
He's out 47 games. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I get it. You gotta secure that all-star player. Do I think it was a good move? No. I mean, you might as well sign Zion right now.
You don't think it's a good move because he gonna be dominating Victor Wembanyama?
No, he won't.
You didn't him from French to Italian.
Exactly. You went and crossed over, sir. You crossed over me.
I don't know how to say his name.
You did a good job. You said it.
That's how you say it? All right. I'm in there.
Like that.
Just say Wemby.
I do that.
You know what's crazy? This extension is the highest paid yearly.
And that's what I'm about to say.
That's super weird.
We're talking about $62 million a year. And yes, everybody knows he's injury prone. It's no secret he's injury prone. But when healthy, we all know those 5 games he put in work.
He puts that work in for 5 games. 5 games.
We don't know what's going on.
How many games, Amir? How many games?
Five and a half. I'll give him the over. I give him the 5-game over.
Let me go ahead and put the thumb up.
The over.
Or lack thereof. Is Dame Lillard ever leaving Portland at this rate? We have heard absolutely nothing.
Heard nothing.
When it came to Dame Lillard.
He's leaving.
And there's a team out there that's not the Heat, but they haven't named a team that's actually putting in pressure to get Dame Lillard. So what do we know? What's going on?
He's leaving. And I know that they've had offers from the Celtics, the Pelicans, and there's one other team. I want to say it was either Indiana or Sacramento. I can't remember. But they've had offers. They just didn't like the offers that they were given. He's going to leave.
The Celtics asked. They didn't offer anything. They asked. Yeah. They didn't offer anything. Because their biggest trade chip would have been Jaylen Brown before he signed that extension.
Before he signed that deal.
The Knicks have been low key. They did because they had the picks, they got the talent. Obviously, RJ Barrett has been the one that's been the main guy on that trade. Not sure if the Knicks want to get rid of RJ, but I say give him Julius Randle. I'm not a fan of Julius Randle, if I'm being honest. Guy plays hard, but he's not what fits the Knicks team.
Yeah, but who's going to take Julius Randle?
That offense shouldn't be running through Julius Randle anyway.
And that's my issue right there. So I guess it's Tom Thibodeau finally saying that's the real. It died down since they got Jalen Brunson though. So when they got Jalen Brunson, the game changed a little bit. They got better. Last season, well, prior to last season, it was always Julius Randle at the top of the key looking for the pick and roll. What point forward wants the pick and roll is beyond me. But that was the Knicks game until they got Jalen Brunson. So yeah. Anybody else? No Dame. Dame ain't going nowhere. We all know it's not Philly. You know what? Somebody else is not going anywhere. I throw it out there. Harden. Why is he not nowhere traded yet?
Don't know.
Nobody wants that contract.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants the contract. The places that might want him don't have good strip clubs, so he don't want to go there.
That's good. There you go, right there.
I think Harden messed up. I mean, I guess I'm not gonna say he messed up, but yeah, and that's what I was about to say. He's out of shape.
Good
I mean,
night.
yes, he's still balled out of shape.
What is wrong with you, Austin?
35 million, 36 million.
Oh, boy.
Harden bet on himself and he lost this time.
Look,
I think he's
Austin
gonna be.
Davis.
I
I
think
Austin Davis might be a little mad right now.
Austin Davis is upset. He's
He said
choosing
Harden
all the
needs to go
violence.
to hell.
what he said.
I'm like,
He said
You know,
Jaylen
I
Brown
keep
ain't worth it. Harden need to go straight to hell. I don't know why he need to go straight to hell, but geez.
I think Austin Davis
He a
just
Philly fan?
Did he
No.
slap your mama?
he's a LeBron fan.
oh,
He's a LeBroni. So
But
he's
still, I
probably
don't
lamenting the fact that LeBron probably got a year and a half left in his career.
He's a Bron sexual.
LeBron,
I don't understand why that would make you hate James Harden the way you do, but good night.
hey, man, look,
One
He grew
person
rid of that
really
beard, though.
playing
That's
good
terrible.
basketball currently became the first woman to ever surpass 10,000 points in the WNBA, because we will give her flowers, especially in our show, because all sports do matter. Diana Taurasi
Diana, let's go.
has definitely passed that. Now Sue Bird, I think Breonna Stewart probably down the line will probably do it.
Oh
but
she'll get it.
I think she has
right
a
now,
chance.
is that the greatest over like a Cheryl Swoops, Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie?
I mean, if we're
You got too
going
many.
strictly on, I think Taurasi.
She's in the
There's
conversation.
other categories
Yeah.
that she's like number one in. I think
Right.
it's like shots made, 3 points made.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's the GOAT.
She's in that conversation. There's a
The
conversation.
only
to be had.
player in league, like you said, the only player in WNBA history to score 10,000 points. I mean,
And don't forget, she did that on route to scoring, getting a 40-burg last night at the same time. So she,
Yeah.
even in this stage of her career, and somebody said she played like 15 years, she's still dropping 40 points in year 15 if it is indeed year 15, because I don't have those stats in front of me, but yeah, she's still dropping points like that, and she's still getting her assist and everything else. So yeah, she's definitely, if not the GOAT, she's definitely in that conversation.
the dude mad that Harden didn't take a picture with him.
That's what it was.
God.
The truth came out.
Oh,
The truth came out.
Oh my God, that's petty as hell.
Hey,
So
what if he
it's-
did and his beard was in the way? Like,
my God.
what's worse? Getting cut off on a beard in the
Dude.
picture or not taking the picture at all?
You know what? His beard looked like it stank though, dude. Like, would you want to take a picture with him? It seems like that beard just have all kind of flies and old food just trapped in it.
I don't think people realize when you take a picture with somebody that tall and they put their arm on your shoulder or they next to you or they lean over, their beard is in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there. Unless you're like tall like me,
It's not even flavored.
if you're not tall like me, and you take that picture and he leans over, his beard is literally in your mouth.
That's gross.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying.
Did Harden's beard physically harass Austin Davis? Like, should we report this? Like, now that we know about it, should we report it to the officials that he got molested by Harden's beard? Like,
It was just like right here.
Get a bear and show us on this bear where his beard took.
Show us where his beard touched you.
Now, before we leave the WNBA, I'm gonna say this. I don't think people realize how good Asia Wilson has been, and I think people are going to really be mentioning her name in that conversation as well. She is a total player, and she has been putting up massive numbers for years now. And if she can stay healthy, she'll be in that conversation.
we got a couple more things to do. We're going to wrap it up really quickly. There's currently a fight before we get to the actual fight that didn't take place last week. There's currently a fight in the American League West where there's a fight in Texas. You think about it, Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros both took off. They both robbed the Mets last week in the trade deadline because the Mets are paying both for the salaries and they're both tied for first place in the West. I'll ask you guys who actually wins the division, Astros or Rangers?
Astros.
I go Astros.
I'm gonna go Rangers just because I want to see the underdog do it.
I can't stand the Astros, so I'll go with Texas Rangers. But it's going to be interesting because I think pitching is going to lead the way going forward. There was a note saying Max Fried is back. I'm be the first one to say, who cares? But this is not about that. This is about
As a Braves fan, I care.
I know, right?
Especially when the Braves didn't go out and had a starting pitcher.
I'll second that, Amir. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, Yankees are in last place and the Dodgers are whatever. So,
What? Where the Dodgers at?
The Dodgers are moving on up. The Dodgers are moving on up right now.
Nobody's talking about the Dodgers.
Nobody
Okay,
cares.
all right. Okay, I thought you were trying to say that they were nowhere. Okay.
No, I
We'll
didn't
get
say
to
that.
another segment
Hey,
when the Dodgers move on just a little bit more.
It don't matter. We don't care.
The only reason I'm okay, I'm stoked about that. We didn't add a starting
Hollywood
pitcher, and to get Max Fried back, that's just like going out and getting a somebody at the deadline with him coming back off the 60-day IL.
It's true. It's
Dodgers are balling.
3 in a row since the deadline, so they pissing me off. Cause I was done with them. Then they win. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm back in. Now they're getting the ass beat tonight. Now I'm back out. Look. This is why I do what I do when it comes to the Yankees. Speaking of doing what they do, who should be drinking even still now is Errol Spence, because that butt whooping he took last Saturday,
Man.
he should still be under the influence, or at least being watched. Because
like, did his people not tell him he had a fight?
No. So after the first round, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good.
Right.
Spence had a good first round.
Then you heard
but after that, he got his butt whooped.
Exactly.
Like he got dominated.
Ding, ding, it was over.
He got dominated. Like
Jesus.
we were expecting that fight to be a lot closer than it was. That fight was like no contest.
That was a
Crawford was
masterclass.
the superior fighter from the second round until he TKO'd him in the 9th round.
I feel like after the first round, what you call it, he went back to his corner, and he looked back at Crawford and said something bad about Crawford mama, because Crawford came out there with it on his chest, and he said everything he needed to say with his chest. I don't.
Not even that. I think Crawford felt him out that first round. Crawford wasn't even really, you know what I'm saying, throwing anything that first round. It was kind of like, okay, I see what you got. And then he just dominated him. Like that fight was not close.
It literally was so impressive. Like literally, I don't think I'm trying to remember the last time I saw 2 undefeated fighters go toe to toe like that, and one get completely decimated. And I can't think of one. Not like that.
Destroyed. He got destroyed.
Every time Austin Davis says something that throws me off, he goes ahead and says Eminem was the reason Crawford won. And I'm an Eminem fan. That's where he gets me. That's why I like Austin Davis.
We were talking in chat, and after I think it was like the second round, I was like, is his eye closed? Spence's eye was like puffy after the second round. Like whoever said that Bud jabs killed him, they did.
They destroyed him.
They did.
So two things before we close it out with random notes here. 2 things that I was concerned about when it came to Errol Spence was the man has been in 3 car accidents since 2019. The first one was obviously almost deadly, almost. And then he came around and had 2 that was pretty bad. A lot of people is questioning the fact that he's still fighting, considering he has head injury, and I think it showed. And 2, I think he showed up drunk or under the influence of something.
He was hot. I said that on the walkout.
He wasn't there. Errol Spence was not there.
Right.
And for him to ask for a rematch, I'm sorry, kid.
And that's what I was about to say. What's next for Bud, in y'all opinion? What do y'all see Bud doing next?
Yeah, I agree with Austin Davis. I think Enos.
And that's what I said.
I think Enos is the right one.
Right.
I don't know Bruce either.
I think Spence has the right to ask for a rematch. So Spence is going to ask for his rematch.
He already said he's going to ask. But
This is ask for a rematch. So that's probably what's going to be next. But what do we want to be next?
I think it's Ennis.
But somebody said retirement.
Before you take us home, Amir, did y'all hear what that other little crazy boy said about Crawford? Who that was? Tank, talking about he'll sleep him in the 5th round.
Nah, Tank ain't it.
Tank need to chill out.
Yeah, Tank ain't it.
Seriously.
Tank is good, but
really
he's good where he's at. A lot of people don't understand that Crawford is trying to move up, and if and when he moves up, he might be the first ever to be a 3-division undisputed champion. He already conquered where he's at.
Yeah.
So he moves up. Charlo, he wants to fight Charlo next. If he stays where he's at, Enos might be, but I don't think Enos is ready. Enos is good, but I don't think he's ready.
If he stays where he is, it's going to be Spence, because Spence is going to invoke that rematch.
Yeah, and I think doctors need to step in somewhere and be like no mas, like Duran,
Right.
back in the day. Somebody needs to look out for Spence's future health. Boxing may not be for him, not because he's not a boxer. Spence is a boxer. We saw Spence in the past do his thing. I just believe Spence has gone through so much, in his past and his recent past. It's not past, recent past. He's gone through so much trauma that I don't think boxing is in his future.
What you got for us, Rob?
So we didn't get to talk about the Hall of Fame game this week, but this week football is back. Thank God we got us a football game. So the Hall of Fame game was played this week, and in the 60-plus years of the Hall of Fame game, how many times has the Hall of Fame game not been played?
Twice.
I want to say once because of the paint.
I'm going to say once.
How about 4 times?
4.
Ha! I was the closest. I win.
So in 1966, it was due to the
Yeah, all of ours
AFL-NFL merger. Then in 2011, due to the lockout, 2016, subpar field conditions, and then of course 2020 for COVID, right?
I remember the one before the COVID because they
I
said
was
the
about
paint.
to say that's why I said once, because of the COVID.
And so there have been gambit of teams that have played in that game. What teams have won the most Hall of Fame games?
Steelers and Packers.
Steelers are one.
Steelers and Niners.
What you got, Jim?
Steelers and Cowboys.
It is Steelers
Well, you
and
can't steal
Cowboys.
Steelers. I said it first.
So the Steelers and Cowboys each have won 4 Hall of Fame games.
It has to be whoever has the most Super Bowls, because the Super Bowl champions play, or
Play
they
in
normally
it.
play.
Well, that'll be the Patriots.
I said they normally play.
So literally, and the last thing I have for us, random fact. There is a current quarterback that is on a roster right now that has played with a 2-time retired running back Super Bowl champion in college. And the quarterback is a rookie quarterback.
Stetson Bennett.
That's
Yeah,
a Bennett.
that's a Bennett.
It's got to be Bennett.
Bennett.
And who's the two-time running back?
Sonny Michel.
Sonny Michel. They were on the roster together at Georgia.
I finally got one.
Yeah, and he's not playing because Sonny Michel retired, so they're not.
That's what I said. He's
That's why I
retired.
said retired.
He's
I said
current
retired.
running back, retired running back, current quarterback.
Yeah.
A couple of notes for this weekend. SummerSlam is tomorrow in Detroit, and the spectacle out of Dallas, Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. I think that's gonna be more of a both
I'm not
sides
watching
fight before the start.
That's gonna be
I'm gonna
ridiculous.
watch
Yeah,
it
ain't
for
nobody
the
watching that.
That's
spectacle.
a who cares.
Ridiculous.
That's
Hey, y'all.
not along that line.
It's a
Y'all-
spectacle.
Remember to go ahead and tune in to Vibe95station.com this Sunday and every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time to hear us live on your radio or your internet radio for the All Sports Matter show. Again, that's Vibe95station.com. Or you can just download the Parlay app.
I'm gonna be talking like this on the radio.
All right, Amir, you good?
All right, we straight. Hey, catch us on Sunday.
For the fellas, this is All Sports Matter.